سيدنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. أما let me start with the chairman of the occasion, who Almighty Allah also using to facilitate so many other things that are actually working, not just for the Muslim community but for the entire nation. Dr. Collins Shetima, we are very grateful, and you and your team. May God continue to support you, and may Allah continue to promote you all. We are very grateful. And also the representative of the ICPC, we thank you. You are welcome. Our chairman is the new man in Habibia. By the right, is the chairman, is the one that built all the mosque and hall that we are here by your right side. Is also the chairman of the food bank. Everything that you think that is moving here is also, but incidentally, he has gotten a very good challenge. So, Alhaji Farouk Sulaiman, you are welcome. He has gotten a challenge, and that challenge is sitting by his right side. Incidentally, the two of them are Sulaiman. So that has given me a kind of hope. You know, when Sulaiman means, you know, even once Sulaiman, you know what we can do. Alhaji Sulaiman Baba, you are also welcome. Our sisters from EFCC, despite the fact that we don't have money that anybody can talk about, but the moment we hear EFCC, people are always afraid that they are here again. Thank you so much. Our chairman from Kaduna, we are very grateful. Thank you. Aja, also, we appreciate you for the work which you are doing. God will continue to support you. I'm doing it like a soldier, and incidentally, people understand. I will also not forget my brother, who Almighty Allah used. I always tell people I will be eternally grateful to him. When the heaven was about falling, Allah used him, he was there. He put a pillar. Ustaz Abaka Sadiq, thank you so much. You are welcome. He's the MP comrade. He is from the National Mosque. And our own general, I know he came for this program. He came from Kaduna because of this program. General, thank you so much. You are welcome. I'm not going to greet Secretary before I greet Dr. Rika. So I'll greet her because Dr. Rika is the project coordinator here. So I will greet her before I greet Secretary. So Dr. Rika, you are welcome. And Secretary, who is also the engine room. The Secretary tells you you will get it, the rest assured that you will get it. If he closes his eyes on you, then I pity you. Secretary Alhaji Abdulrazak Abdulgani, you are welcome. Malan Nudi, Afar Mubarak, and our MC, who we always treat them because in our home, we thank you. I know everybody by name in this hall, including from all the media, so you better know that. So I want to thank you, the media, for your support, for the trust you have in us. Because right from day one, the media has been very friendly with our Habibia. And somebody who used to think that I'm a staff of NTA, not knowing that I am an imam in Habibia, and because I'm an accidental broadcaster. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for all your support from all these days. Then I will now greet each and every one of us saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I use that to establish protocol. That is why I move around very well. We are launching a new project today called Project Eat Halal. Eat Halal is a product of a particular project that we started in 2018 and was highly and fully supported by MacArthur Foundation. We know that what government is doing when it comes to fighting corruption, they are fighting after events, and we believe we can help them by actually preventing it when you change the relocation of people, I now even ICP, EFCC, said they are bringing with something, PPP something, which they are introducing about 5 of them, which including ethical reorientation, which I believe should not only be in the papers, you need to get in touch with the religious leaders when you come to ethics as far as Nigeria is concerned. We believe that it is when we encourage the leaders, religious leaders, we make them to know what is corruption, what are the scope, what are the effects in our life, in our religion, and in the hereafter. It is then they will be able to say it. Let me give you one instance. One woman in Kebbi State said she used to sell grain, and there was this man that 3 times she's selling grain to the man, she always reduced the measure. Then after she attended our training, she understood what exactly what are the things that constitute corruption. She now discovered that she had been cheating that man for long. Before we know it, the woman went back and she discovered where the man was. And at that time, he has retired. Unfortunately, weather has changed for him. The man has nothing again. So she now took grains from her shop to go and give to the man to say, I'm sorry, I've been cheating you over the years. When you are in service, you need to come and buy from me. And those are one of the results that we saw. Then, we also discovered when we train our people, I mean the imams, religious leaders, they all agree with what was a successful program. And somebody raises a point. He said, do you know when we started this thing, I've been talking about corruption. What we were handling became low, and the people we are abusing, we are talking to, they are the ones feeding us. How do we now survive? So it's either we join them or we have something to do that will help us from joining them. Because what are we going to do? I think the best thing for us to do now is to look for work for these people that will not also affect the work which they do as religious leaders. Alhamdulillah, we began another process, another way of doing things. We met them at Makato again, and they said, no, this is a good one that we will support you. The first one which we did, it was just 8 for 6 states of FCT, Kaduna, Kogi, Lagos, Osun, and Kebbi states. But this time around, when we told them, okay, we have to expand this, and now Sokoto and Enugu State have been added. So, inshallah, we are going to work in 8 states all around this time around by the special gift of Allah. And this is the reason why we have been doing things. During the first phase, we also had the opportunity of having a radio program that is always all-encompassing. It's touched the life of so many people that somebody called in one of the programs that he is a Christian, but he has been able to change the life of the people who are working under him because of our program. So once again, we want to thank Makato Foundation. But this time around, Makato did not give us money to go and give the imams, to go and give the religious leaders. Because they did not give us any money. We now say now, what are we going to do? So we started a style. We began to move to some people, some organizations. One of them is National Director of Employment. We met the management team, and they said they have so many things. We have set up a committee now in motion that, inshallah, in the next few days, all the opportunities that NDE has, they will be able to support our imams and other religious people who are interested. And also, we met all Farmers Association of Nigeria. They were so excited that this is what I've been waiting for. That by God's grace, anybody who wants to do farming, they will, all what you need to get the land, they will give them seed, they will give them fertilizer, they will give them a tractor that will mount the land for them, and they will also give them something to plant it. Those who are in agricultural something, they are knocking their head because they know the implication of having fertilizer. You won't need 10 trailer loads of fertilizer in your farm before you get fertilizer. They know themselves, but don't worry. Those that I'm talking about are hearing. And also, we're also working with Jais Bank, Taj Bank, all Islamic products that are available. We actually want to bring our people, we want to create opportunity and avenue for them to be able to be doing something, and at the same time, they will be able to focus on the work which they do excellently without waiting for anybody to support them. And don't forget, when people are doing well, it's like one man that is standing by my left side, he can talk to anybody anyhow because his life does not depend on your pocket. So with that, you'll be able to say it the way it is. If you don't want to hear the truth, don't allow him to hold microphone. And that is what you want to achieve all around. And also, one of the things which we have done is that when we are also talking about corruption, we discover that many of our leaders, they actually don't understand what exactly is corruption. What does it consist? What are the things that even when you do it, they are corruption? And it led us to the writing of a book so that we can also guide them. And that's what we are also unveiling today. We call it Sermon Guide for the Imam. So that we will teach you, we have taught them, we will guide you on what to say, how to say it. We also taught them how to talk in public, concept of communication, not just about the Quran, how to talk to people. You remember when Pharaoh, Allah sent Musa to him, Moses to him. He said, when you want to talk to him, you talk to him, how will I? Like Gina. Because when you want to talk to him, how will I like Gina? You look the way you talk to him with respect, with honor. And this is a criminal before God. So every man should learn how to talk, even to people that you want to abuse. You abuse their mother, they say, Mom, this is very good. And that is the way we also train them to actually to be able to do so many things. Once again, we want to thank you for being part of this. We want to appreciate you, and we know that by the special grace of Allah, we started a new one for the next 3 years, which we believe that by God's grace, we believe it will have impact in everybody, not just on the imam, but on the congregant, because you'll be able to say it the way it is, and by the special grace of God. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you so much.